Alright, what's good, YouTube? Today's video is going to be about on Bitcoin. I have a bunch of charts I'm going to get through and show you what my bias is and what I think is going to happen with the Bitcoin market. Alright, so let's go right to the charts here. And it took me a couple hours to actually get these done. So I want to start off with the longer term time frames and then go down to the smaller term time frames. So here's the if you haven't watched any of my videos before, I have three charts that I watch. One is the bear cycle, one is the bull cycle, and one is the complete cycle or neutral cycle, or completed cycle. Okay. Um, Lots goes into my strategy, so I'm gonna try to keep it simple for you guys to understand. Let's start off with the bearish cycle. Okay. Actually, we'll start off with the first one, the total completed cycle, um, and I'm gonna do the whole technical video for you, just like I did the technical. Okay, so I don't have any information on this chart because it's so new and it closes in 51 days, but here you go. Um, your support on this chart is all the way at 9,500. Let's go a little bit closer. So 9,300 support on this chart. I thought I had this all marked up, but it's all good. Here's the next one. Here's what I'm watching on this one. So let's take the volume profile off so we can really focus. So this chart closes in 3 days. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on the 8-day chart for 3 days because it's usually a good chart. And once we break it down, by the way, we just got a close 3 minutes ago on Bitcoin. I don't use the daily chart, but it does. Some of my charts has closed that I'm not going to get into today because I didn't do them yet. I have many charts, so many trade entries and many trade setups. Okay, here's the one I worked on. I believe it's this one, or the one I'm watching. Anyways, so this is what I'm watching. I want this to be the high. I want it to be to pull back. Okay, I think there's could be a lot of FOMO. If you guys take a look, this is 8-hour chart. We have a spinning top candle with huge volume, a large amount of volume. One thing that gets me a little bit concerned at this moment is that we're above those moving averages. Okay, we're above those moving averages, but we're not yet crossed over yet. So that's one thing to take into consideration. I'm comparing, and we're gonna get right into the detailed technical analysis very soon in the other charts, with the 13-hour chart being an important chart that I'm watching. But something like this, right? If we're watching the previous wave as this wave, something like that, kind of the same structure, right? So we might get a pull back up to the high here. So up to the high here. We might come back down, form a B wave, and then do it. That's what I would like to see. But if we start popping, we start popping, right? This thing is, once it decides, especially with a lot of volume like this, let me zoom in once again in the 8-hour chart, and then we'll be done with this chart. We'll go on to the next. This might be a lot of shorts entered in this candle, therefore if you get above it, they would get squeezed, and it would bring us all the way to the top here, 12,200, let's call it. And I think that would be the high for the shorter term until it starts to pull back. So let me actually, and like, it's about the structure. I don't really care right now in this video if I'm counting it right because I did it real quick for the ABC. You know what I mean? This is probably, but next time I'll come more correct. I believe that this would be the B wave here. Okay, that's what's important. It's the B wave, and this could possibly be uh, a B wave that I'm watching here for this one. So A, B, and then C. That's what I want to see. Let's go back to the lower term time frame charts. I don't remember if I. Oh yeah. So zoom in just a bit more. Same ABC there. Okay, good. So we're basically ranging right inside of this channel. If we break upwards, we're going to go up. Okay, in my opinion. If we go downwards, we're going to go down. That's what I think is going to happen. Lots of volume starting to come in the market. So good trading opportunity. MACD RSI and the shorter term time frames for you scalpers. The MACD is in indecision right now. You know what? It might just come back upwards like that. Same thing with the RSI. So my rule on the RSI, 60 to 65 is bearish, and then so it just broke down. I'm probably not going to explain every little rule that I have, but here's a decent chart. Okay, that points out what I'm looking at for the shorter to medium term. We needed to break this white trend line right there for this to be an A, a B. Okay, this B would possibly, and by the way, that's my timing indicators are all set up. Everything's set up right here. The C could either go like this or like this, something like that, right? That would look pretty nice. But the B wave would hit the 61.8 right here, and the only invalidation of that is if it breaks below this white line. Okay, so that's the chart right there that I'm watching. The only thing that's counter to it right now is we're above all the moving averages, which to me is a bullish sign, of course. But we have to continue this trend, and I don't think that we're gonna do that at this exact moment. So once again, that's the chart that I'm looking at. If you like this video and you want to tune in, I have a lot of charts and a lot of times that are going to be very important, so stay tuned. Like and subscribe. I'm going to try to make it the most consistent, come out with consistent videos that actually benefit the community. So if I added a Fibonacci, retrace me here, just to see, curiosity. So it hit the 61.8, and that could be a 1, 2, 3, right, to the way down. If you count the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So yes, I believe that this is going to be at least an A, B, sorry for the large ABCs. That's going to retrace to at least a 61.8 and then form a larger ABC like the something like that. The C wave is going to be 5 waves. Okay, so that's what I think is going to happen. We also have the 382 here if it's super bullish. It could even come back down here. So let's. Bitcoin currently is at 11,755. It hit my timing mechanism. I believe it was right here. And it's consolidating. That's not necessarily a good thing. So, like, prices can consolidate for a little bit longer. We're talking about an extra day. So I'm uncertain about the time. I just know that these are decent pivotal points, and that's just how we trade. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be an important time. This is also going to be an important time. So you see this trend line right here that's coming downwards. We're aiming for, if it breaks this trend line here, that guy, the white one, that it's just going to go like this, bang, bang, bang. And our target for this one is going to be 10,700. And that's just no Fibonacci, nothing like that. Like this Fibonacci here is 11,100, right? But this is just specifically for uh, trend line analysis. Next, we're going to go to the bull cycle. I know there's a lot on this chart, but this is a longer term chart, so I hope that you can bear with me. So currently right now we have resistance at 12,123. That's our current resistance, and our next support is going to be all the way down at 10,000, but I would actually bring that up and I would say 10,500 on this moving average. Next chart, before I get into the technical tools, the support on this one is 10,800. I don't know if I would trust this one though, just because it's not in a good position. It's not in a good trend for the next couple of days. Okay, the MACD, the RSI is also getting rejected, so we could possibly get a little bit of a sell-off. That's what I'm looking for. I want to reaccumulate my buys as a trader. As a trade, I want to buy because I believe that Bitcoin is going to go up a little bit in the shorter term. Okay. And then on the bear cycle side scenario, I will show you my trade setup soon, right after these charts. See what else we got here in the bull cycle. So we have 30 days to close here with the we have 30 days to close here with a resistance of 13,147 and support on this chart here. We have at, let's just call it 9,500 for now, because if the prices decline, about 9,000, 9,500 on the longer term chart, 30 days to close. Okay, 30 days. So with that being said, let's go down to the lower time frames. Talk about a little bit of support resistance. Oh, so we have a Fibonacci cluster right here, the 61.8, that golden range. Let's just call it at about 13,500, right? So this whole cluster is a huge fib node range, and that's generally bearish. But then the next support range is at 10,500 on this one. So we might chop around in this range for a bit until we reach my pivotal moment right here. The date is going to be June, right around probably June 2001, June 28, 2001, and that's where I believe things are going to start to come down if we're still up here, consolidated for about a year. So, I mean, that's a big, hefty call, and it's hard to call the higher time frames, so let's break it down. We can trail it, medium-term time frames, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, so this was the one that I was looking for. Sorry for a little bit of double overlay. I have to fix that, but I won't take too much of your time. So May 31st is actually 2021 is actually a pivotal moment, and also December 28th, a pivotal moment in the trend. Obviously, you see support and resistances. So chop around here would, be either accumulation or distribution. I want to see a buy right down here in the $4,000 range. That's where I would buy for the longer term at this time, at these times. So let's break it down on the 5-day chart. So on the shorter term time frame, let me take this off. We have, like I said, 12,123 as resistance. Okay, and this is a custom indicator I built myself. Shout out to myself for creating them. Yeah, I need to find someone like a coder that can help me create indicators, because I have a lot of necessary ideas that's just gonna, basically clear this up, all the cluttered tools. It's gonna be very easy for us to read. So learning how to code is kind of essential. So one thing I need to point out, not in this chart but the other one, is that we might be on this candle here. So this green moving average is pushing up the prices. We need to stay above that. If we don't, the price is going to come down here. So that's 10% drop, maybe 20% drop. So that's what I'm looking for. Basically, that sums up my whole thoughts on Bitcoin. Now, if it breaks that 12,123, I believe that's going to continue to go up at about 14,000 or wherever this resistance is right here, which is a shorter term trade, but it's still a trade that adds up to what, like 5 to 10%. That's okay with me with a trailing stop loss. That's a swing trade, right? So we could be in this fifth wave on the way upwards. That's what people think. Take a look at the RSI, the MACD, and all that good stuff. It doesn't really align on this chart, in my opinion. MACD a little bit more, right? We got a little bit of stumbling right here, and then we would really need to bounce. There. So that's the 5-hour chart. Let's go to the 21. The 21-hour chart. I don't have much to say about this one, but I'd be watching this timeline. See how my timing mechanisms, they actually get smaller and smaller as the time goes lower. Obviously, the lower time frames. So, and what does this point out? That basically points out the bullish sequence needs to hold this moving average, okay? And that's going to happen in about, for sure, like we're going to test this moving average by this date, and that's why this is there. It's not necessarily a pivotal moment, but it is a pivotal moment, and with price. And I hope that makes sense. That's why I'm looking at this as a bear flag more so. Maybe it's going to be an A, B, C until finally we catch up to this trend right here. But I really would like to, think this is a bear flag. It comes down towards here, completes a move. Let's add this right here, completes a move like this. But that wouldn't add up. So maybe something like that, or something like that, and that would actually line up perfectly with the top right there, perfectly at this moment. So that's actually a pretty good add on the 21-hour chart, and so $12,200, I believe, would be the short-term top on the 21 hours. 21-hour charts, basically the daily chart. Now let's break down the 5-minute chart and try to see, okay, what is really going on here. So here, let's take off. So yeah, basically what I drew for you guys right here, very simple channel, right? A range, where if it goes inside this range right here, it's a buy, which actually lines up with the moving average. You can write it in the code where I can put the moving average, but I guess I will do that for the long term if I'm going to do, so basically if I go to the 21, I take this moving average and it applies. That's an example of a code that I need done, where I can easily just like tick it like that, So, yeah. With that being said, we're still above the moving averages, which kind of looks bearish to me right now. I would be in shorts. I'm not trading right now. I probably will be right after this video. I took yesterday off. It was really nice. It was really nice to take a day off. So yeah, this kind of looks to me like this is an A, this is a B, and this is a C coming upwards because it aligns with some timing indicators. Now I have nothing else to say about any lower charts. I mean, we can draw it like I have on the 8-minute chart, but I believe it's going to do something obviously like this. This is what everybody's looking for. Probably the 1618 to form a double bottom. And that would be at 11,580. So that would be pretty nice for a B wave. Now if it breaks, I'm gonna make a shorter term video right after, okay? So for you short term people, short term analysis. So let's go back to the next bear cycle. bear cycle is very important. I have more charts. I'm probably going to make later. It's just, it took me a while to make these, so I hope you like the. So I like to share it to the community. You see that 3 hour chart? We're right there inside that moving average cluster. Now we really need that to start falling. There's going to be a lot on these charts. I might just make small edits to make it very clear, precise. But there's two counts basically that I'm looking for on this one here. Now it is aligned with time. So June 15th, 2021. That's when the candle is going to open and close, and that's where we're going to reassess our position. I hope that makes sense, because I do my entries on that because it's important to defend, um, you know, the opens and the closes is how you speak to other traders. Obviously, you see this line right here. This is a 61.8 retracement, okay, and that's right here. At 13,500 right below it. So 13,400 is a big resistance. Next chart. So that aligns up with this beautiful setups and everything like here. So these are swing trade setups that I'm watching at 13,000 with a risk of 10%, which is kind of high in my opinion. And you see that 1-to-1 right here. The 1-to-1 extension at 14,600. So let's just go ahead and add a line right here, 14,600. Boom. So right above that would be my stop loss, because I think that this zone should be resistance, the 61.8, and then boom. So for that to happen, we would have to start trending on this moving average and just keep going up. And that support is at 11,500 right now, which would also probably be the B wave or the two wave. So it's either a B wave or a 2 wave. Let me explain further in detail on lower time frame. The 3-day candle just opened and closed. So we got a bearish candle, and then basically we're in consolidation with potential MACD crossover, not confirmed yet. So I'm neutral on the indicators. Let's add this. Okay, so the 3-day is pretty clean. I like the 3-day chart. There's no like Fibonacci. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Why didn't I see this before? So if you know Elliott wave theory, you see that 2, 3, 6, buddy. At least it's gonna get to the 61.8. Did I just say that? Sorry, man. I'm thinking like 3 different things. No, 61.8 is pretty decent. I'm getting a little bit excited about this trade, seriously. Wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Your stop loss would be all the way up there, which is confluent with all this stuff right here. Dude. So the question is this the top of Bitcoin? Or is it going to make a small subwave upwards to hit this right here? Like we could still hit this blue channel. So let me take off the Fibonacci. Let me just go ahead and zone it first, and then I'll take off the Fib. Guys, this could be a very profitable trade with a very low risk. I believe you should probably be short right now. Let me explain a little bit about volume, about psychology of the markets real quick. Right here, let's say this was the 4th wave, and then you see that we got low volume consolidation. And then after we broke out, there was a trend line here, it broke out. Bang! That's called a short squeeze right here. And all of this is, if anybody's buying in here, it's been literally, what, half a month, up here, you're wrong. That's called distribution. You're at a point of distribution, my friends. Here's Binance, the whole, uh, in my opinion, of course. So whole volume profile range. You see that the last but not least at $12,000. I honestly believe that could be the top. Okay, and let me explain why. Remember that 61.8? Damn, Bitcoin loves to follow the 61.8. It's just a perfect ratio, right? This one right here, and that's at 13,333. Let's just call it 364. And right here, that's where I would add to my position, right here. So that's my trade setups the on the 13-day chart. But realistically, are we even going to get filled up here? I don't know. So let's actually dissect it on a lower time frame. This is where I would add right there, where I put that plus sign to my position as it starts to go down fast. And that's where I would probably buy right here or all the way down here for a bounce. I know this might, seem like a crazy TA, but I mean, we're talking about longer term time frames. I've been doing this for a while now for short term time frames. Bitcoin doesn't really do this very often. Like when you have a trade setup, you have a trade setup. It's on a long term time frame. You have to be patient. So the 3-day just opened, and we're starting to get a little bit of a sell off. I want to short so bad. Anyways, we do have to keep that low for this to be considered an A on the lower time frames. You see the supports right here. By the way, the support resistances just changed. But yeah, you see that support, this moving average, it has to keep 11,300 in order for us to, and it probably will bounce. I think there will be a B wave, but that C wave, guys, I think that's your opportunity to short this thing. I don't know why I think Bitcoin's bearish. All the economy stuff. This could be an A, B, C. Okay, the moving average pointing upwards, 11,407 is the support. 11,407. So A, B, C finds resistance right here. I thought I had. There you go. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on this chart right here. So the price to move up here, but I do think it's going to come back down here. Let's take a look at the RSI. Right. So we have previous support. There's 3 scenarios that I'm looking at on this chart. Let's get right into it right here. So first things first, take a look at the RSI. We're bouncing at basically the exact same spot. So we could go like that, bang. And what happened here? Bang. We got back to the wave 1, right? So if you actually take a look, back to the wave 1 would be up here where I put the yellow. So let's make it red so we can see more clearly. So that's your scenario. Okay, so scenario 1 is right here. Scenario 1. That's where we are in the price. We're actually pulling up. We're fighting with the moving averages, and then it's going to break down. That's our scenario 1. Scenario 2 is that we're going to go all the way up to the top. So that we're going to go. Oh, my bad. Scenario 2 is here. I pointed it the wrong way. Right here. So that the price is going to pull up right up here in this zone. Okay, that's our scenario 2. Scenario 3, excuse me. And that's probably what you want to be shorting. Scenario 3. Scenario 3. Oh yeah. So a bounce on the moving average, and then the same type of rejection point right there. Okay. So bounce on the moving average, bounce on the moving average. Here we got 2 though, bang, bang. So that's why I think the higher probability is that we go like this, bang, bang, and then go back to the top. So let me draw that on a slower time frame here, if it's not already drawn for you guys. So here's a very simple time frame. And I think it's literally going to do this. Man, it takes a lot of energy making these videos, I'll tell you that. Maybe a bounce at 61.8 right here. I wouldn't necessarily be eager to take a long position, but I would be more eager to, I don't know if it's even going to go that high, to take a short position because the risk is in your favor. So price is pulling back into the moving average crossover. We'll see. We either have this move or this move here to go into that zone. Okay? I hope that makes sense. By the way, if you haven't liked this video yet or subscribed to the channel, please do so. As you know, it's support, showing support. Oh, and make sure you comment also. I like comments, good feedback. So we're actually getting bearish right here on bearish divergences on the lower time frames for you scalpers out there. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say for this video. I know there's a lot out there. I know I need to organize it more. It took me about an hour, maybe a few hours to make these charts. So I hope you appreciate them and I bring them to the community. Let's take a look at. I'll keep so 31 minutes for me to create this video. I'll try to make it more organized. I'll try to make it more proper for the community. And sorry for it to be a little bit messy. I know that's annoying. So like I said, I'm going to make it better and better and better and be more clear with what I'm saying. So yeah, hope you like and subscribe. Peace. Cheers. Comment what your thoughts are, okay? Peace.